Hey y'all. Last time I think I waited like 10 minutes to start talking to wait on somebody to get in. I'm not doing that today, but I did want to hop on here and chat for a second. And I want to make sure I can hear myself. I mean, make sure the volume is actually working. So let's see. Is the volume on? Let's see. Yep. Okay, so what I wanted to get on here and talk about, and first I just wanted to say Texas with Jasmine, Texas with Jasmine, Texas with Jasmine. So I just wanted to, no, I'm just playing. I just wanted to get on here and talk about to my tax preparers. Like this week has been a week where I've seen another common theme that I've seen this week is basically tax preparers feeling discouraged. So of course I have a tax team and we meet a couple of nights a week, but then also I know other tax preparers as well that may have reached out and then clients as well. So I kind of wanted to hop on here. And if you're here, say hi so I can know you're here. Hello. So I just wanted to hop on here and give some tips. Not even tips. I just wanted to give some encouragement for tax preparers and why you should not be discouraged. And this is for my new tax preparers that don't have clients yet, for the tax preparers who have been doing this for a while and are not growing like you want to. But then also this is for my tax preparers who say, hey, I'm doing everything the right way, and all I see is people saying that they're gonna they want the max refund. And for of course, like my preparers, for example, they say teach us how to do everything the right way and everything by the book. So how do we stand a chance in a society where I'm competing up against people who are basically guaranteeing max refunds? So what I wanted to come on here and talk about is just like regardless of what your reason is, where you feel like you are lacking as it relates to tax being a tax preparer or anything, just say that look at yourself as your competition. Look at competition like a McDonald's versus a McDonald's versus a Burger King. And what I mean by that is if you think of McDonald's and Burger King, they're both known fast food burger joints, right? So they're completely two different companies, completely two different brands. So they're actually like real life competitors, and it's kind of like you don't see them doing the same thing all the time, but you'll notice a trend that if Burger King does something and it tends to affect McDonald's or a lot of their clientele, which most people that eat McDonald's also eat Burger King, but they'll try something that Burger King is doing, like Burger King doing what, 4 for 4, then McDonald's did 5 for 5. So that's competition and it's healthy. But for those that are discouraged and you're a tax preparer, I kind of want you to look at your competition as a McDonald's franchise versus another McDonald's franchise. And what I mean by that is McDonald's tax preparer is a tax preparer, just like a McDonald's is a McDonald's. But if many of you don't know, McDonald's is franchise, which means that yes, McDonald's has a corporation, but most McDonald's, if not all, they have a franchise owner. So the McDonald's that you see on this block may be owned by a completely different owner than the McDonald's on that block. So I kind of want to look at yourself when you see another tax preparer come up on the rise or a new tax preparer come up in your market or someone you know that does taxes. Don't look at that as if the market is saturated, or that you're going to lose some of your clients, or that you don't stand a chance with actually getting clients or new clients because there's so many tax preparers. There are so many McDonald's. No one is looking at it like I'm going to go to McDonald's out west so that they can do better than McDonald's out east. They're looking at it like I want to eat a burger, so I'm going to go to the closest McDonald's to me. Kind of look at tax preparation like that. It's a little different because nobody's just going to randomly come to you because you're in your neighborhood, they're in your neighborhood. But look at it like you have friends and families. You have friends that have friends. You have family members that have family members. So if you keep that in mind and say, yes, there's a McDonald's or a tax preparer, close. If you take that and say, this may be true, but I also have something that sets me apart, right? Or they just need a tax preparer. So they need someone to do their taxes right. Look at yourself as a McDonald's franchise versus a McDonald's versus a Burger King when it comes to being a tax preparer, so that you won't be as discouraged as much as feeling like you don't stand a chance. Hope that makes sense. If I didn't, let me know and I'll kind of try to explain more on what I mean. I hope it hit, but I just want you to look at it like friendly competition versus, a all out burger war. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about as it relates to the same thing is just because you don't see the fruits of your labor when you post or you get these flyers created or you start marketing and branding yourself, no one is looking, no one is liking your post. Or maybe someone is liking your post and you still didn't, the campaign still failed. And I'll just talk to you about one of the first marketing campaign slash strategies that I tried when it came to me being a tax preparer, right? Like I've always done business taxes ever since I became a CPA. So in my firm, I've always did, Schedule C's, but I never really did personal taxes. Like if you only have a W-2 and you wanted a refund advance, I wasn't tapped into that market yet. So when I finally decided to like get serious with that, I was like, okay, I got to market this. So I tried this marketing campaign, and in this marketing campaign, I was like, okay, I'll do, you bring a friend and I'll do two for one. So the two of you can get the tax return done for the price of one. Or I'll do your review for $22. Like if you do your taxes in TurboTax, you need someone to review it. I'll do $22. And this was actually on my birthday. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a birthday campaign and I'm gonna get my friend to make this flyer. And my friend Brianna, she made me a flyer. And it was like my birthday, and here's my birthday specials. And when I posted it on social media, like it was getting so many likes and so many shares. And I actually only posted it on Facebook. And I think I had like 100 shares on Facebook or whatever. So I was like, I can't wait. And I was out of town. Me and my husband were out of town. I was like, I can't wait to get back to see what my numbers look like. And I was like so happy because I was like, if 100 people shared it, I have to have like so many people have signed up. And I remember, and it was two people, literally two people, the next morning that signed up for this special slash campaign that I had, right? And one of them was already a client. So they were just signing up to get you know, get one prepared, pay for one, get prepared, and get their boyfriends prepared for free. So it's just like, I literally was like, there's no way that no, it was shared 100 times by on Facebook by family and friends, and I only got one new client and then two people in total to sign up. But what happened was, and I don't think I cried, maybe shed a tear, but I definitely was sad. And I woke up the next day, and when I woke up, I had two calls, but the calls, and I thought they would want to get their tax prepared, but it was actually someone that saw me. They knew of me and they've been working with me in the past for sure. But maybe me just marketing for taxes let them know that I was taking new business. And I got two new clients from two different people, but two new referrals for clients that needed a CFO. So yes, my marketing tactic was a fail, a big fail. because I only got two people, but then I also got two people. So February the 2nd, 2/2. So I still got the two, but I got two CFO clients versus all of these clients for tax preparers, right? And I'm sorry, I keep checking my little lip chat, but I got two CFO clients and they helped me reach my revenue goal for the whole campaign versus maybe the 50 or 100 clients that I would have needed, 25 to 30, 40 clients that I would have needed to reach the revenue goal if I was only counting on the tax returns, right? So that goes to show like me being able to pivot and take something that in my eyes was a failure to realize it wasn't actually a failure, but because I didn't give up and because I put myself out there, I actually got two clients that basically, hi, you scared me. I actually got I'm live right now too. Mm-hmm. Uh, you should join. I actually got two clients that basically helped me reach my revenue goal. So sorry for digressing, but I'm just saying, like, as a tax preparer, keep pushing yourself out there because somebody's watching. And to go on to that, on top of that, all of the support I had from Facebook also taught me that just because the people that support me may not need me, right? So even though they don't need me, that doesn't mean they're not going to support me. So if your friends and family are not using your services, that doesn't mean that they don't support you. So put stuff out there to allow them to share it or comment because it's still getting you some type of, recognition or, shares that somebody that may need you get to see. And then on the flip side, someone that needs you may not support you. And that goes into my next topic of how I get my clients. Like when I post stuff or say, hey, I'm a tax preparer and I do this and I do that, I don't really get a lot of clients, but I get a lot of clients from when somebody screwed their stuff up. So my clients don't choose me, their bad decisions do. So a person may overlook me and say, oh, that's too much. I'm definitely not paying that. Or I heard she doesn't, she's not going to do this or that to make sure I get the most in my refund. So whatever the case may be, I've realized that sometimes I'm not the first choice. My clients usually come to me after someone has basically messed their stuff up, or if they tried to do it on their own and it has become so complicated. So just keep that in mind that when you're out trying to market or you have a niche, sometimes you don't get to choose them, they choose you. And keep that in mind in how you address this and don't give up too quick. Because if I would have gave up because every time I posted something, someone didn't come to me, then I would lose out and realizing like they're coming. They just need somebody else to screw their stuff up first and then they'll come to you. So I got one more thing that I wanted to say about that. And yes, I have notes, but back into that same thing, I mentioned how people may not come to you because you're not guaranteeing the $15,000 tax return or the $10,000 tax return. That's still okay. Like I said, you still have an opportunity to get clients. And why you want to caution on being that person that says, I'm gonna get you 15,000 or 20,000. Because what happens is you're letting them know, like, hey, I'm going to do whatever to get you these taxes. They're going to bring you under the bus with them. So don't use that as a tactic to become a better tax preparer or get more clients of trying to do whatever, like putting in whatever just to get the max refund because you'll get into some mess and ruin what you started. And I'll give you like a little case study. Like I have a client that basically they've never come to me for taxes. They don't work with me for taxes, but they come to me for business advice or formation advice, etc. But when it comes to their tax returns, they say, no, I'm going to her because she gonna get me right. She already told me she gonna get me right. Now, I don't know a lot of these tax preparers, so I don't comment, and then two, it's not my business. And three, if you feel like that's what you need, because some people feel like this is the only chance of the year that I get to get money, Jasmine. I'm not going to allow you to tell me that I'm not getting anything back. So I don't make a big fuss or like try to down people or judge people, but I do say like, hey, just know that, you know, if I have to amend your tax return, if the IRS comes to you, then that's just an expense you have to pay. And I don't go light. Like having to amend a tax return from another system is not a 5 to 10 minute job because I have to recreate what they did to fix what they did, right? So this client basically went to a tax preparer. I already calculated in my head, you're gonna get back 9,000 because you are new, you have a new business and you put all of this money into your business. You didn't start profiting until the end of the year, but then also you took money out of your, retirement plan to start this business, and the company already took out 9,000 in taxes, so you're at least going to get that back. So file with me, you'll get $9,000 back, but I can't guarantee you more because this is what the numbers are that I'm estimating. And they were, no, I'm going to go to this person because I know they're going to get me right. Granted, they let me know this person was getting them back $30,000. Now, how? I couldn't have gotten to it in a calculation at all because this person doesn't have kids, younger kids to be able to claim. So how are they going to get you back this much if you didn't pay in much? What credits are they going to get you? And to come to find out, months pass, and I get a call. And the call was, oh my God, I got a letter from the IRS. And this letter from the IRS says, do not amend your tax return, but send us these documents to support these numbers that was submitted to the IRS. Now, what this person did that was filing their taxes is they didn't make up fake expenses. They didn't basically make up fake expenses or claim kids that weren't theirs. They literally created a fake income document to say this person received this much in income, and out of this income, they sent $60,000 to the IRS. Now, the first thing you should know as a tax preparer is the IRS has a system that matches income and taxes withheld with what you submit on a person's tax return. So immediately, no, a human did not even have to set their eyes on this at all to see that something was wrong. The system caught it because there was no such tax document in the system. So with that being said, there was an immediate red flag and an immediate audit where now this individual either owed the IRS $30,000 because the IRS recalculated. So they took off and said, you said you made this income, but we know you didn't have this taxes withheld. So we're still going to charge you on this. So you either owe us this or else. They didn't even give them the option to amend. So we're still going to try to amend to try to see what we could do to fix it. But this all goes to say that if you are a person that, a tax preparer, don't feel bad because all these people that are saying they got 10 and 20,000 back, eventually they'll need you. They'll need you to fix it. They'll need you to basically fix something that someone else screwed up. So if that means you sit back in the cut until those clients come to you, that's okay. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give you one tip, and one tip about how to get clients is basically niche down. And the easiest way to niche down as a tax preparer is think about who you were in your former life. If you were a barber in your former life and you do taxes, market to barbers because you know what expenses they have, right? If you did hair, market to hairstylists because you know what expenses they have. You know what platforms they use to collect their money on. If you are a nurse and you are were a W-2 nurse, but before you decided to do taxes, market to W-2 nurses who basically, you live in states where the state allows you to deduct, moving expenses or traveling expenses. So that's a tip, is niche down to someone you can relate to, someone you can educate. Because when it comes to taxes, the number one tip is you have to be able to educate, right? You have to be able to educate them, or for them to feel like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. Get out there and learn the tax credits. Learn what the credits are for 2024. Learn how much the child tax credit is. Learn what deductions we getting. We're coming out of an election. So we're going into our first year with the new president. I'm quite sure they're going to be tax changes. Be on top of that so that you can educate your clients, so that you can reach out. And then just remember the piece of advice that I received that I almost forgot. What I did when I actually started my CPA firm is I called other CPA firms and I was like, hey, I'm Jasmine and I have a new CPA firm. I'm quite sure that I need to build up my experience, but in the meantime, I have clients that need audits, or I have clients that may need documents reviewed that I can't because of conflict of interest. Can you help me? Can you mentor me? Can I work with you? You'll be so surprised of how many actually was willing. So do that. Like if you see a tax preparer out there killing it, some are gonna be like, no, girl, like go on, get somebody else. But some are going to be willing to help you and tell you what they did. Call them. But the one piece of advice that I received, and I want to share this with you, is don't move fast. A CPA owner told me he saw people come out and they killed it. They killed it. They're doing taxes. They got the tax system. They get offering loans and they killed it. But then how did they sustain that? You know, like going forward, they couldn't grow because it was a marketing tactic to get people. How do you keep them? What are you educating them on? What makes them choose you over someone else? So my tip is grow slow. That one that you did in 2024 is going to turn in 2023 is going to turn into three in 2024. That three will multiply. So if you don't have a strategy until it's time to grow and scale, take it slow. Do people tax returns for free because they'll tell their friends and then you'll be able to charge them. So I don't want to talk too much. I said I was going to keep it at 20 minutes. So that's where we are. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on any one of my platforms and I got you. But like I said, as a tax preparer, like I told my team last night, we're gonna do whatever we got to keep it pushing. Do not become discouraged if this is something you want to do. Bundle it with something else that you already do or educate them on something that you know and you'll be all right. Thank you and have a great weekend. And I hope you enjoy it because I'm about to enjoy mine. Bye-bye.